guys, welcome to Kim with Kim. I'm Kim, and today is just more of a let's talk about things that I didn't know people needed to know. So let's gain some clarity here about the current election and the politicians that are running, aka my girl Kamala. And I won't even say that other guy's name because he pisses me off, but I actually will end up saying his name. But I did not know that people needed to know or did not know about those stimulus checks. I didn't know that some people thought the stimulus checks came from Trump. I had no idea. I thought that was common knowledge that it came from Congress. Because if you were there, if you were in America during the time of the pandemic of COVID, and you were watching the news and the government was at risk of shutting down and all the conversations that were going back and forth, and thankfully we had at the time a Democratic majority, they were the ones fighting for us to get those stimulus checks. And there was heavy opposition from the Republican Party, and there was heavy opposition from Trump himself. So when it did get passed, that's why it got passed, is because of the Democratic majority in the Senate and the House of Representatives. I did not know that that was not common knowledge. And I remember, Trump making himself put the signature on that check, on the second check, because of, him wanting to look good. But he didn't even want you guys to have those checks. He wasn't even trying to support the middle class or the rest of America that is not the 1%, because everybody below the 1% is who needed help during the economy breaking at points because of the pandemic and people not working and not being able to pay rent and not being able to buy groceries and not knowing where the country was going or where the world was going at that time. And I think it's crazy that people didn't know that. I think I really had a little more faith in the public, but that's my fault. Yeah, so you can thank Congress and you can thank the Democrats for those checks. And that just also goes to continue to show you that in the times when America needed help the most, Trump was not there for you. And he is never going to be there for you. You're never, if you are not within the billionaires club, you are not in Trump's concern. You are not in his realm of concern whatsoever. He is not trying to help you or get you forward. But yeah, I didn't know that. So that was shocking to me. That was very shocking. And I didn't know that, like I said again, like, this is things that if you didn't know now, you will know. If you didn't know, here's the Kim with Kim that you need to know. Because also, why did people not know? Like, you didn't notice the things and the regulations that he got rolled back. So now, how is that affecting us? How is that affecting the housing market, for example? When you put high tariffs on lumber, then the housing market has to go up for new builds as they use lumber. So that's why our housing market right now is so expensive, because the materials are very expensive. We have all these food recalls now. There's another huge recall because of Listeria. I can't even count how many recent recalls there are with E. coli breakouts. Not just from the grocery stores, from suppliers to fast food. Look at the McDonald's quarter pounder. All of those things getting recalled, all of those things getting, set back. And why is that happening? Because Trump rolled back regulations on the Food and Drug Administration. He's the reason for those things. So why are we having more food outbreaks? Because we're not getting our food checked as often. We're not getting everything set as well as it's supposed to be. That's Trump's fault. So we really cannot afford another 4 years of people getting sick. I don't care what class you're in of the economy. I don't care when it comes to society, if you are rich or you're, making money off the government, whatever you are, you're going to eat the food here. You have no choice. The food here is the food here and the food that's provided to us. We need back our strong regulations on the food that we eat, because everybody needs to eat. And it's not just being recalled at McDonald's, okay? This is in grocery stores all over the place. Everybody shops at the grocery. Even if you don't shop directly, guess what your personal chef does? And I bet they're going to Trader Joe's or Aldi or Publix or Whole Foods or wherever you are in America. If you're going to Wegmans, if you're going to Wise, they're recalling the food because our food regulations got rolled back. They are sitting here and not thinking about how the actions of one man are still affecting us till this day. And the fact that you would put, like, the fact that people would vote for him again and put our country in such a unstable place and put us at jeopardy when it comes to things that affect all of us, like the food we eat, the food our children eat, the things that our children learn in schools, all of that relates to our future. All of that relates to us directly. Whether or not you think you are involved or not, you are, in what your children learn and what the children learn in general, because they're our future. All of that directly affects us. All of that, you know, cannot be lost, cannot be put at stake. And we can't really afford another 4 years of that. Because what's going to happen when we have no food regulations? What's going to happen when people can't afford their medication? What's going to happen? Right now, insulin is at a good cap of $35, so it's affordable for everybody. The patent for insulin was sold for $1. It was supposed to be free for everybody because health should be something that we all can afford. He wants to take all of that away. So what's going to happen when people can't afford their medication? What's going to happen when Social Security and Medicaid get cut back? Like, how are you not knowing what is at stake? And that's why I said, if you don't know, here's the Kim with Kim, that you need to know things. Because all of those things are important, and those do not cross party lines. That is a human right. The food that you eat should not harm you. That's a human right. You should be safe in your home. That's a human right. We all don't have that privilege. But the fact that even that could be less than what we have now is scary. It's scary. So, you know, maybe this was a rant, but like I said, I didn't know people needed to know those things. You can go look at his Project 2025 and see. We can't afford less green energy. Like, we can't afford corporations not to be held responsible for polluting the planet. We cannot afford to not have good relations with other countries when it comes to finding clean energy, when it comes to our relations in general, when it comes to traveling, because all of those things affect, like, we don't need a visa as Americans. You don't need a visa to travel to most places. That is also at stake. So, you know, your freedom of traveling is at stake. There are just so many things that I really thought more people knew, and it's shocking to me. But at the end of the day, that's what this is for, as an educational platform to share and educate. And we can all gain knowledge from the things that we don't know, whether or not, you know, you seek it out yourself, or whether or not it's come to you and delivered and told to you. You know, you should learn more. You should want to know more. You should be invested in the things that you don't know to find out more, because these things are important to our everyday lives. Whether or not you think it affects you, it does. And all of those things are on the ballot. You need to go and cast your vote. Hello, November. Election day is November 5th. Tuesday. If you can't make it to early voting, make sure you go cast your ballot and make sure you vote, and you vote properly, and keep all of these things in mind when you sit there and think about what to vote for. When you sit there and you think about our Constitution being lost and put at risk, when you think about your rights as a woman being lost, and even if you're not a woman, the rights of the women around you, the rights of the women that you're going to help make in the future, like, all of that cannot be lost. Those are very scary things. You know, there are a lot of wonderful people becoming parents due to IVF. That's money invested. Those things should not be lost because someone feels that they have the right to involve the government when it comes to a woman's body. Disgusting. Disgusting thought to think. But like I said, if you didn't know these things, here you go. Now you know. And, you know, just remember that everything you do it for you, okay? You guys have a good one. Have a good rest of your day. I hope that everyone goes and votes and does the right thing. And, you know, we continue to pray for America. But, you know what? You guys have a great day. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you guys. Bye.